Hi, and welcome to Amplify, highlighting the good across Polk County schools, amplifying the voices, stories, and people that make our district shine. I'm your host, Tanya Ramirez from Teacher Engagement. Today we're speaking with Miss Courtney Jergensen. Welcome. Can you please share your current position and a little bit about yourself?
Hi, my name is Courtney Jergensen. I currently am the media specialist at Mulberry Middle School, which is, in my opinion, the best middle school ever. I am the media specialist there. At the beginning of the school year, we'll be going into my 5th year there, my 7th year as a media specialist, and my 9th year in the district. I was a media para for 2 years at Lena Vista and a media specialist for 2 years at Jesse Keene before realizing that I am a middle school person.
Awesome. You were nominated by one of your peers, and they specifically mentioned something that you're doing with Renaissance. Can you explain what Renaissance is to our listeners that might not know?
Yeah, absolutely. So Renaissance is a program that the district started last school year that is to encourage students in grades, attendance, and behavior. So each quarter, they have a chance to earn what's basically like a giant field day sort of day that's just celebrating them for having good grades, having good attendance, having good behaviors. Um, and I got started on that one almost accidentally, it seems like, because it was a huge team of us that was put together to try to make this first one amazing. Not this past school year, but the one before, because we'd never done it before. And it takes a village. It really does take a village to do this kind of thing. Um, and it was like something about this program just clicked for me, where it was like, no, I love everything about this. I love everything this stands for. I want to make this huge. And I may or may not have sort of taken over at that point.
Well, it sounds like you're doing a good job with it because it's obviously getting recognized at your school because somebody did nominate you because of it. So, what makes you so passionate about it and you sharing it with others?
Um, One of the things that I really love about it, I love that it's a special day for those kids that it doesn't even have to be like the top all A's, perfect attendance and all of that. To get Renaissance, it's a C or higher on your grades. For the first couple of them, it's three unexcused absences specifically. So they can have excused absences, but only 3 unexcused. And then only 1 day OSS or 2 days ISS. And so it's not an unachievable goal. So more of our students, it's the kind of activity that everybody can really aspire to get to be a part of. And it's also something that it's just fun and exciting to talk to the kids about it. One of the cool things of doing library alongside getting to do all the Renaissance stuff is that I talk to all 1,000 students at our school because they all come to the library. So I kind of know them and know what they're interested in to be able to make this tailored to them,
Right.
as well as getting to just interact with the teachers too.
Yeah. And how do you think programs like Renaissance support learning in the regular classroom and keep students engaged?
Uh, I know that in the beginning it was very like touch and go about, is this something that's going to work, because it's trying to change basically an entire culture that our students would have to get them excited for this program. But going into year 2, we already saw like growth in the amount of students that got to attend every single one of ours. Our admin has a board where they had the previous year's numbers, and I was watching those numbers going like, we are going to make those go up. Those will be higher this year. They'll be higher next year. They will continue to grow if I have anything to do with it. Because it, when I say it changes the culture, like the students that maybe thought, I can get the grades, I don't need to show up, whatever, they're showing up now. They want to show up because you have to have that attendance component. Um, the the discipline side of it, like I I want our students to all want to be on their best behavior at all times, but having something to work towards as well, having that in their minds and being able to say like, hey, don't forget, you are going to earn Renaissance. You want to make sure that you've earned that. It really build on that culture part as well.
Great. I just want to share. At my former school, I did something similar with our fast, and it was. I love your concept because mine was very similar. Where you don't have to be perfect, you just have to be better than yourself. And on the fast test, just do 1 point better than you did on your prior. And to see those kids that normally don't get the recognition, the kids that are ESE or ESOL, they can attain 1 point higher. So, like you said, it's attainable for all kids. So I love that you're bringing something like that into the school. It's so important for them.
Oh
And
yeah.
do you engage the community at all? Do you get support from the community, and if so, how do they help?
Oh, I definitely. That's actually when I say that I kind of accidentally took over, part of it was that um I was running the school book fair and had some downtime and just started thinking, if I start sending emails to people, will they respond? If I am asking them, like, can you help us out with this program? Am I going to hear back? And the answer was a big yes, because the community wants to be a part of things. They want to help your students and your staff. And they, anytime it's that phrase from Mr. Rogers about look for the helpers, our community has the best helpers of any community. They are always there to step up. For our third event, we had Lakes Church that donated water bottles. So every student got a bottle of water. Um, and then Grace Church actually had provided, they let us borrow two of their like giant water jugs that you could fill throughout the day. So those students had their water bottles that they could then go refill uh, because we knew April was going to be very, very, very hot because it is Florida.
Great.
And it was just reaching out and seeing, the worst that can ever happen is that somebody says no. And if you don't ask, it's already a no.
Yeah, that's very, very true. And in addition to Renaissance, which is an amazing program, you also are your school's media specialist. What do you like most about that job?
Getting to talk to all of the kids, getting to kind of just know them on a different level. I've had this conversation with some teachers before that my perspective on a few of our students will be very different because they're not having to be a student and studious in there. They can be kind of goofy. They can come talk to me about what they're interested in. Um, along again, my media specialist side goes along with my Renaissance side hand in hand. One of the things I had started in the library was I'd have just a random question for the kids to answer, and it didn't necessarily mean anything. It was just a icebreaker almost. Except in the last year, I started changing it to incorporate like, so who's your favorite YouTuber? And it's definitely not because I plan to look all of them up and see if they have contact information.
That's good. Um, and what is something people may not know about or surprised to know about the job of a media specialist or just your job in general?
This one was easy to come up with an answer on because people think that library, you sit, you check out books, you maybe read a story or two, you're just kind of reading all day. They don't realize the physical component to it, which is that somebody has to put those books away and carry those. When you're ordering the new materials and having to carry them back and forth to your office, sometimes those boxes are like 40 pounds. You sort of feel a little bit like a weightlifter on certain days, especially textbook days. Any day that involves having to go gather textbooks is one of those where you think, I really need a gym membership to get ready for this.
Well, thank you for all you do for your school students and the staff. I know they appreciate you, and we appreciate you, everything that you do for students. Before we go, I just have one last question for you. Just for fun, I ask all my guests, what was your favorite cartoon when you were a child?
Invader Zim. I
Oh,
was absolutely obsessed with Invader Zim, and the fact that it's kind of made a comeback where I now have students that come to talk to me about the show because they'll see that I have a sticker or something from the show is wild to me because I was a middle schooler when it came out, and I got to recently meet the voice of Zim, Richard Horvitz, and tell him the story about how he did an email interview for me for a school assignment. That was like the coolest memory from my childhood.
that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for listening today, everybody, and thank you for joining me and being a guest. I appreciate it. And for everybody out there, keep amplifying the good. Until next time, goodbye.